Hello, all. So, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's something that kind of hits home for me uh, because I actually have a lot of struggles with my mental health, and I tend to try to keep most of it to myself as much as I can. It's because, well, for one, it's kind of hard to talk about. But, I don't like to bring others down either, or try to get pity from people, or, whatever somebody might think. But I do have major depressive disorder, which is severe depression, severe anxiety also. And I feel like depression kind of tends to get overlooked a lot as far as mental health goes, because it's somewhat common, but it's definitely not something that should be overlooked, because it's something it could be very hard to deal with. And like I said, I try not to let people see it. Sometimes they're harder than others. But I think a lot of people with depression are like that, because we know how it feels to, we know that it feels horrible, and so we don't want other people to feel horrible. So we try instead to turn the tables and make others laugh and make others happy. Um, like Robin Williams, for example, he was severely depressed. But he was a comedian, and he loved to make other people laugh. And it helps you, for me anyway, it does help me feel better to make others joyous. Robin Williams, unfortunately, you know, unalived himself. There's certain words that you can't say in videos, or they might get taken down. I've never had that thought, thankfully. I've never had unaliving tendencies. I think part of it is, I know that I have a lot of friends that care about me, and a lot of family that care about me, and, I could never do that to them. And, my nieces and nephews would be devastated, and, like, I could just never do that to anyone. I also have a big fear of dying and death. So, kind of the last thing that I would want to do is that. So, but, it can still be quite a struggle. There's some days that I feel good when the sun is out. It's amazing how much the sun, it affects everybody's mood, but it just really, really affects me. I always tell people, when the sun comes out, I feel like a real person. When it's not sunny, I don't feel like a real person. which is why I hate fall so much, because it is not sunny. It is dark and rainy all the time. Spring is the same way. It's always dark and rainy in springtime too. Um, it bothers my depression a lot. Winter, of course, is just the season of death. So really, the only time that I'm really at my peak is summer. The rest of the year pretty much sucks. Um, but anyways, there's some days that I wake up and I feel really good, and I'm like, yes, this day is going to be awesome. I can get through this day, no problem. There's other days where I wake up and I'm just like, I don't even want to get out of bed. Like, it takes me, I'm in bed like 10, 20 minutes later than my final alarm. I have 3 that go off because I am not very good at getting out of bed in the morning to begin with. So, yeah, there's some days that it takes everything that I have just to get myself out of bed. Um, I have days where I just don't want to do anything. It's like my mind isn't even home. Like, my motor's running, but there is absolutely nobody behind the wheel. It sucks to have to battle your own mind constantly, like day after day. Um, just mentally fighting yourself because all you want to do is just sit there and stare into oblivion and not be a person. And you've got all these things that you have to do. You know that you have to do them, so you're just constantly battling with yourself to get through the day. I also, as I've said before, I feel like I have a skosh of ADD. And so it's like I'm trying to keep myself focused. I don't know if it's ADD or if that's just part of the depression, but it's mentally exhausting to just battle with yourself all the time. I've had times where and this is gross and I apologize, I've gone like a week without taking a shower before. Um, just because the very thought of just having to bathe is just so exhausting. Like, I could go run a 10-mile marathon, or I could get in the shower. They're both equally exhausting in my mind. I have been bathing regularly. It was good. Um, but like chores, dishes, sometimes I'll go like a week before I do my dishes. Not very often because I'm kind of a clean freak at my house, so it bothers me. It's another mental battle where I'm kind of fighting my clean freakness and my depression. I always, whenever I'm done with dishes, I mildly clean them. I just don't like deep clean them. So I don't like have food sitting around or anything, but sometimes I just don't have it in me to do dishes. I just don't want to. That's what depression is. You just don't want to. I don't even know what I don't want to do. I just don't want to do it. None of it. Sorry, I have water boiling on the stove. That's what I keep looking at. I feel like, mental health is something that isn't always taken as seriously as it should be, especially depression. And I'm medicated for my depression. I take 2 medications, actually. One is I'm maxed out on, and then the other one is like a booster, kind of. And I take, I don't know, I'm like halfway up the chain on that one. And that one gets adjusted between winter and summer. For like 3/4 of the year, it's like higher. And then in the summertime, my mood improves so much that I actually have to have it lowered. Um, but it's hard. It's a struggle. Some days I just can't. I don't want to. This past Sunday, I slept till like 10 in the morning, and then I moved out to my couch. And I slept on my couch till like 2 in the afternoon, and then I ate something, and then I laid back on my couch. Sunday was a I can't day. So, anyways, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about mental health and my issues with it. And there's so many people that have mental health issues. When you're talking to people, just keep that in mind. People just like to be mean sometimes, and you don't know what somebody else is struggling with. You don't know what kind of mental issues they have going on. They could be having a good day, or they could be having an I can't day. And you need to just respect that. So anyways, I am in full support of mental health. It's important to me. And people just need to know, be nice. Thank you, and have a good day.